Let's see, make sure I know how to work this. This is nothing compared to Mike's presentation. Good evening. Let's go back to the 2016 West Madison Master Plan. And before that, there was the 2010 Madison Growth Plan. A lot of taxpayer money and time was spent on these plans. Citizens bought off on what was presented. There was a vision goal, it's up there on the bottom left, to create a vibrant, connected community for all ages that grows in a way that is fiscally healthy, forward-thinking, and environmentally sound. And we'll go to the next slide. There were options for roads. Note, all of these include trees. There are quaint street lights along the road and greenery to give it that small town feel that's cohesive with downtown Madison. Yes, this is the future County Line Road that was planned. I want to live there. From a Madison resident, the thing about planning is that it needs to be done in a coordinated and holistic manner. Land use affects transportation, transportation affects economic development affects land use, and on and on. 15-minute neighborhoods are desirable. That is, most of the things that are needed on a daily basis should be available within a 15-minute walk or bike ride from home. This would decrease automobile traffic quite a bit, as well as promote healthy lifestyles. Small neighborhood commercial opportunities are key. Take a look at this slide. We have the same issues on the west side as 2010. We still have the opportunity to shape growth. This is the final frontier, as noted on this slide. There is a limited amount of land left. We have challenges with service provision and growth versus rural character. Nothing has changed. So to go ahead with more changes, once again, to all of our notes, is irresponsible to the taxpayers and community. We've spent a lot of money and time planning this. These properties to be voted on tonight were planned to be rezoned to mixed-use district and rural and transitional area, with both having a corner section programmed for park and natural area. The city paid up $100,000 for an impact fee study. Future growth costs for infrastructure alone will be over $35.5 million. I'm going to go ahead and go to this one. This doesn't include costs for services or schools and directly affects both of these rezones for more rooftops. I've lived in both Hardiman Place and now Taylor's Crossing. They're both off Hardiman Road. The traffic is already bad here and dangerous for our children. It is a safety concern to our young drivers and our children that are in need of safe crossing areas to school. Our community is made up of a large majority of people who are not from here. When you move to a new area, you are overwhelmed and busy just trying to meet the needs of your children and family. The question is, do you make people a part of your community or keep them at arm's length? Do you reach out to them and make it easy to feel informed and respected in their new community? There was a letter distributed. I believe Tara mentioned that earlier. In this new proposed rezoning, a friend of mine shared this with me. One of my new friends who's already moving to Hampton Cove. This was to Greenbrier Hills. There is one road into this new subdivision where all the construction and fire police vehicles will go in and out of for quite some time to come. This will be a huge impact on their quality of life and a safety concern as well. The city needs to inform a wider radius. You have a communications budget and specifically money to send letters to your constituents. Taxpayers should know what is going on in their own backyard, not see it on the sign after construction starts. More rooftops mean more traffic and crowded schools. There are safety issues involved, fire and police services to be added, and dangerous roads not yet ready for the influx of cars and people. It does not mean we should not grow. We should, and we will grow. Let's just grow in a smart way and make sure the costs are shared fairly with those profiting and those paying the taxes. Utilize impact fees. Auburn utilized annexation fees for fire services. Tuscaloosa imposed water and sewer meter size fees. New development impairs the ability of the city to maintain existing infrastructure because funds must be diverted from maintenance to construction or expansion of new facilities and roads. We have older neighborhoods in need of sidewalks and road maintenance, and some not so new neighborhoods with sidewalks that abruptly end. Please be responsible and look to the future and success of our city. Vote no on both rezoning ordinances tonight. We only have so much land left in Madison, and we have to be careful. Now is the time to get back to our city's plan, a plan that allowed for 10 rated schools. Check out greatschools.org. We are not 10s anymore. Not so great. We can do better. We have before, and we should continue to do so in the future with the right decisions being made by our local council and government. Thank you very much. Jocelyn Broer, Taylor's Crossing. I just had a question. Do you all feel 100% confident, especially that Greenbrier Hills subdivision, where they're going to use that one road in and out for all this new subdivision that's coming in? Do you feel 100% confident that our fire services will be there for those new residents if there is an emergency? That's something that weighs on my mind. Do we have the money for those fire services? Do we also have the money for those extra streetlights or things we need to do to keep those new residents safe? The kids crossing the street to James Clemens. I mean, the budget. Do we have the money to make sure our residents are safe? I guess that's my question in both those instances.
Absolutely, 100%. And police and fire sign off on these subdivisions before it ever comes to planning.
Could you walk through that process with me and how that works? Or do we have the fire department here? Do we have the fire chief here?
Mm-hmm. Right, instead he was sitting next to you. Mm-hmm.
And he signed off on it. Josh,
Any type of emergency situation. And you're all, I mean, I worry that we're all not working together, and that's a concern that I don't think has been communicated. And it weighs on my mind because I've already seen dangerous, situations occur and things that need to be done, and they're not happening. Hardiman Road just got repaved, knowing that all these new subdivisions are coming in. Let's go ahead and widen those roads. Let's go ahead and add that light where we have the blind corner and the one stop sign and people who can't turn left out of their subdivisions to get to school. I mean, let's do that now. Let's not wait till an accident happens or someone, is hurt. That weighs on my mind. Thank you.